Welcome to the Mesquamaket Beach Podcast, a podcast spotlighting the businesses, newsmakers, events, and memories of Rhode Island's historic Mesquamaket Beach.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Mesquamaket Beach Podcast. This is a very special bonus episode as we get ready for Springfest starting tomorrow, May 11th. It's May 11th, 12th, and 13th. And today on the episode, I have Gary Guitar Gramolini of John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band and Rochelle Weinrauch of Simply Enchanted Entertainment. Enjoy. Okay, so I'm here with Gary Gramolini, or Gary Guitar, of the Beaver Brown Band. How are you today, Gary?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good, thanks. Thank you very much for talking to me. We're really excited to have you on the show.
It's great to be here. Thanks for calling. Thanks for asking.
Oh, absolutely. So you guys are going to be playing. You're going to be, opening up Springfest this year on Mesquamaket Beach on May 11th.
Right, looking forward to it.
And I've been told that day has some significance to you guys. Is that true?
Yes, that's true. It happens to be the date, the calendar date on which we played our very first show in 1973, which makes 45 years, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Do the math of 45 years to the day since the first night day we ever went out and played as Beaver Brown. We played a show at the University of Rhode Island Ramsden at the Memorial Union, and it's been a long. Who'd have ever thought that we'd still be going this long? But here we are, still going and playing in Mesquamaket, one of our favorite places to play.
That's awesome, and we're always excited to have you guys. You're always a big hit when you play on the beach, and so 45 years. You guys have had a heck of a run.
Yeah, it's been a lifetime.
Yeah. How did the band start?
Well, we all had been playing music since the 60s. The original five members of the band, myself, John Cafferty, John and Kenny had a band in the 60s and the early 70s. It was called The Loving Kind. And Pat Lupo and Bobby Catoya were, veterans of bands at that time on the local scene back in the late 60s, early 70s, and they all knew each other. I didn't. I was the alien. I was going to University of Rhode Island at the time, and I happened to be friends with another guitarist, Paul Bielski, who we had put a few bands together at URI, and he played with John and Kenny, so. My band broke up out of college. Their band broke up, and Paul said, "Hey, some friends of mine are gonna try putting a band together. So, you interested in coming and singing?" And I had met John and Kenny because they had come to see my college band at the time. And we happened to be playing at the Ramsden as well. That band was called Nebula, and we got together and played a few songs, and it started sounding pretty good. And then one afternoon. It was myself and Kenny and John, and then one afternoon Pat Lupo and Bob Catoya joined in. They were friends with Kenny and John, and we tried this song, we tried that song, and someone said, "Hey, do you know Devil with a Blue Dress?" And we all knew the song, and we launched into it with vigor, and after the band was born. We played that song, and after we finished that song, we knew what the band was. And we immediately started doing some rehearsing, and sometime later we added a saxophone, and we went through a couple of saxophone players. Our first saxophone player was Fred McCarry. He was a member of the band for a year, and then Paul Jackson joined the band, and he was in the band for a couple of years, and then he had to leave, and then Mike Antunes had a band playing around town called Triumph with his wife Gina, and we went and saw him play one night and asked him if he'd be interested in coming and auditioning, and he came in, fit the bill perfectly, and that was about 1976. And after that, we just started writing songs, putting together our own music, finding a style, and playing 6 and 7 nights a week, every week for every year for years, and just played up on the beach at Schiller's, on the beach at the Beachcomber, up in Smithfield, up at Gulliver's, Lupo's Heartbreak Hotel. We played at every place that there was to play. We played. Kenny O'Brien was a local agent, and he loved the band. He launched us and Steve Smith and the Nakeds and Naked Truth at the time, and he just booked us everywhere he possibly could. And we worked all the time because of Kenny, and in doing that, working so much, we got really good. We became a very well-oiled machine.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys really put in your 10,000 hours.
We put in more than 10,000 hours. But, we were living together. We had a house down at the beach, and it was Beggar's Banquet. We were living on the beach, living like proper kings. We weren't making a lot of money, but we were rehearsing all the time. We were spending a lot of time on the beach. John was writing songs about going to the beach all the time. He had a whole seaside, song about surfing and being on the beach and the life on the beach in New England. And we had a lot of material that was ready to be recorded, and some of it ended up getting recorded. We in the course of our playing, we started playing, of course, down in Misquamicut at every place there was to play down. There used to be a paradise of bars at the time to play at, and there was like 6 or 7 of them down, and we played at all of them. The Blue Door, the Atlantis, the Wreck. I'm not sure I'm remembering all the other names, but there was a whole scene down there in Misquamicut. They're all gone now, but at the time that was the place to go, especially for the people in Connecticut. And we were very popular in Connecticut. We played in New Haven a lot. We played at Toad's Place. That was our home away from home in New Haven. And so a lot of people from Connecticut were coming to Misquamicut to see the band play up there. And we also played at a place in Pawcatuck called Rosalini's, which was sort of part of the same scene, only it wasn't quite on the beach. And we were playing there one night. Some people who had seen us play in New York came down and asked us if we wanted to get involved in a movie that they were shooting with, who was it? It was Marty Davidson was directing it, and he had directed a lot of people who were going to go on and become stars, including Henry Winkler and Slash Stallone. And The Lords of Flatbush, I think, was the name of the movie that he directed with those guys in it. But anyway, they were putting together the Eddie and the Cruisers movie, and they needed somebody to put music in it. And they saw us, and they said, "Man, you got what we need." And we had a little talk, and Kenny Vance was there with Marty Davidson, and we shook hands, and got involved with the Eddie and the Cruisers movie. And a few years later, we were in the recording studio putting songs together up at our rehearsal studio in Pawtucket, and putting together songs like On the Dark Side and Boardwalk Angel, and using some of the songs that we had already recorded, Tender Years and Wild Summer Nights. Those were 2 of them. A few of the other ones.
Now, what's that like? Because Eddie and the Cruisers went, is it triple platinum, is it?
Yes, it did.
So what is it like when you just explode like that?
Well, there's nothing like having a hit record, boy. We didn't know that record came out in 1973. And the movie came out and played in the theaters and disappeared. The single came out. I think it was On the Dark Side. Came out. It made it up to about number 70 something on the Billboard charts, and then disappeared. But later on, about 6 months later, in the beginning of 1974, cable TV was in its infancy. It was just getting going. And HBO, home box office, they were just getting started, and they started playing movies. And one of the movies that they played was Eddie and the Cruisers. At the same time, Blockbuster was opening up the video rental stores, and the movie became available in those stores. And on the tail of those 2 releases, and in those 2 new industries, people started renting those movies and watching those movies, and then that movie, and then going out and buying the record. And in sometime around June of 1974, somebody called our management and said, "Hey, this record is selling like crazy. And so we decided we got in touch with an agency in New York City, and they booked us all around the country. And we went on our first tour.
That's awesome.
And, it was.
That's kind of like the you guys with HBO and Blockbuster getting popular. That's like you guys were like the first version of going viral. What that would be today.
Sort of, yeah. It was kind of a statistical phenomenon because it was, it hadn't happened before. So we were kind of a little dot next to the name that we were a part of that new industry taking off like that. It was kind of neat to be part of that. And but the neater, the cooler thing was just like having a hit record and chasing it around the country. There's no feeling like that in the world. And
you guys stayed in Rhode Island?
Yeah, we stayed in Rhode Island. We never had John moved out to Los Angeles after a little while. After we had released some records and had some pretty good sized success in it, over the course of years. We took a little hiatus, and John went out west and spent a little bit of time in LA, getting to know some people out there, and then came back and we started playing around, touring around again, getting involved with some other movie projects. We ended up having quite a few songs in movies. Hearts on Fire was one of them. That was in so Rocky IV. John wrote some songs for a movie that the Farrelly. He got a couple of songs in Dumb and Dumber by the Farrelly brothers, local guys. Got another song a couple of songs in a movie called The Jersey Girl. That I don't know if it made it into the theaters, but it did come out on
the Kevin Smith Jersey Girl.
Or I'm not sure who was in it. There was a girl, famous girl actress, and I'm trying to recall her name. But
did you get there's Something About Mary?
Something About Mary has a song in it. Yeah,
there's
Something About Mary has one of John's songs in it too. Gotta Get a Life.
Yeah, that's now was that because of the Rhode Island connection that they wanted to contact you guys?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, John. He reached out to the Farrelly brothers, and they were fans. They used to come and see us play at Lupo's. And
I would imagine, yeah.
Because they were from Rhode Island, and they asked John if he had anything to contribute, and he did. And so that there's been quite a few songs that ended up in movies. I'm trying to recall the rest of them. John would know better than me, but at any rate, so that part of that has been a lengthening thing for us. But most of it has just been playing shows and people remembering us and saying, "Oh yeah, we'll put them on the show." John says he's done a lot of work independently of the band as well. Him and Tunes have gone out and played on lots of concerts around the country, playing for a lot of charity events and a lot of celebrity sports events, golf tournaments, and that sort of thing.
Can I ask, where did you get the nickname Gary Guitar? It sounds like a simple but amazing nickname.
Well, it's that came from college. When I went to URI in 1969, I lived in a dormitory, and there were three other guys named Gary in the dorm, and they just, one of them, I happened to be known because I used to sit in the corridor and play my guitar, and I was pretty good, and they called me Gary Guitar because that was how they told me, apart from the other ones. And it stuck. It never went away, and it's still there now. So I don't call myself that, but other people do. So
yeah, that is you do have a website, correct? GaryGuitar.us.
Yes, I do.
That's you.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
People can check out some of your. I listen to some of your solo stuff on Spotify.
Oh, cool.
Which is excellent, and I highly recommend it.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I write songs. I have a little one-man submarine studio in my garage, and I put songs together out there. They come out slow because I don't go at it 8 hours a day like I would if I was trying to be fully productive. But I enjoy the process, and every once in a while I turn out something that I think sounds pretty good. And if I do, I put it online and I make it available. Most of it, I just let people download it for free.
Yeah.
But because it's in me, like John Lee Hooker said, it's in me. You got to get it out.
Absolutely, definitely got to get that out, and we're happy that you do. So we're really excited to have you guys at Springfest. You guys were gonna play Fall Fest last year, and then John got sick, right?
Well,
is that what happened? Or he had his vocal.
Yeah, his doctor said, you got to stop singing for a little while. You're going to hurt yourself. And so that's what we did. We took a couple of months off, and all the better for it. And
I talked to Caswell. He said he saw you guys about a month ago, and you sound better than ever.
Well, that's good to hear.
So
what was that? I think that might have been maybe at the courthouse or no, I know where that was. It was Mohegan's son. Yeah, we played at the Wolf Den. And Caswell came to there as our guest, and it was good to see him there. We play there a 3 times a year, and it's a great venue, and there's usually a pretty good-sized house there watching us, so it's good to see that. We have continued to entertain, and I think the band is entertaining. John is a master entertainer. He knows how to talk to a whole field of people all at once and make them feel like he's talking to them. I think that's just fabulous to watch. I've always admired him for that.
Definitely. So you think, another 45 years after this?
Well, the Stones are still doing it, and they're in their 70s. I don't know.
Absolutely.
We'll go until there's a reason to stop.
That's awesome. Thank you. So I don't want to take up too much of your time, but thank you so much for being here with me today.
My pleasure.
And thank you so much. And we're really excited to see you kick off Springfest on May 11th, Friday, May 11th, this coming Friday. And, John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band, they're going to be awesome as always. Check them out. Check out their music, all of their music online. And check out GaryGuitar.us. I think that you have some great stuff there yourself.
Well, thanks, man. Thank you very much. Looking forward to Friday. Come on over and say hi when you're there, and we'll be there live and in color.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, Gary.
Thanks, man.
Okay, so with me today is Rochelle Weinrauch. I hope I said that right.
You got it.
I literally just clarified it, and I already thought that I messed it up. From Simply Enchanted. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So you are... Can you tell me a little bit about Simply Enchanted? Because I've known of you and of your company for a long time.
Yeah, thanks. I've been in business this is my 8th year. And it's premier fairy tale entertainment. Actually, I do branch out into some other characters as well, but singing characters, myself, and then I have some other professional actors or actors, singers. All of my actors are also professional singers as well. So I make sure to bring the highest quality performer with high quality costumes, so people really feel like they're getting the real magical experience of the real character as much as possible. So all of us do our best to embody the characters as much as possible. So we have an array of characters from all the popular princesses: Cinderella, Little Mermaid, Beauty, Snow White, the Frozen sisters.
Yep. And I was excited. I think it was like last year or a few months ago when you added Wayfinder.
Yes.
With
she is very popular right now.
Definitely with that's Michaela, who's
yes,
who's awesome, and a mutual friend.
Yeah, she's wonderful. I'm so happy. Michaela was one of my children in Sound of Music when I was Maria and was she Brigida? No, I can't even remember. There's too many kids.
Yeah.
Anyway, she was one of my children. And she sounds so lovely as Moana, and she looks so much like her, and she does a really great job. So I'm really happy to have her on my team. And we do really, really cute events with Wayfinder and with the Little Mermaid together because they both love the ocean.
Yeah, no, that's I saw that and I thought that was genius.
Yep.
So you have a phenomenal voice.
Oh, thank you.
And do you have a background in musical theater?
I do. I went to college for theater and got a BFA in acting. And really musicals have just been kind of my forte. And I guess I just started singing princess songs since I was a kid. And this seems like a natural place to go.
Yeah. That's awesome. I was going to say we have that in common, but the last thing you talked about was singing princess songs. We have the first part in common, the musical theater,
right.
love and history. I also went to college for musical theater. Did not get a BFA. Just went to a conservatory, but so I think that your situation was better. Now I've seen that you played like you were in Avenue Q.
Yes.
And I believe you were Sarah in Guys and Dolls at Ocean State.
At Ocean State?
Yeah.
That is true. Yeah, I was Sarah in Guys and Dolls at Ocean State. I was also Diana in Lend Me a Tenor at Ocean State. And I've been in Avenue Q twice, actually. Once with Chestnut Street Playhouse, just as Kate Monster, and then with Ocean State, which is kind of so far like my top theater experience of my life, was Kate Monster and Lucy, which is also a little schizophrenia going on as well. So that was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's awesome. That's how that's how that role was originated, I believe, correct?
Yes, it is.
So what are we going to expect at Springfest? Who's which array of characters that you do and have in your stable are going to be at Springfest?
Well, again, I have Tommy Ladenaris as Flynn Rider with Rapunzel on Saturday. We'll be there from 11:30 to 1:30, and then and he was in Avenue Q with me, so he is an amazing actor, and I'm so happy to have him as part of my team with Simply Enchanted. So Rapunzel and Flynn will be there on Saturday, singing songs and playing some games. We might take requests. It kind of depends on what the crowd is like. I'm hoping for nice weather.
Me too. Yeah.
Last year was really cold, so hopefully this year is going to be a lot nicer. And then Sunday, we have the Little Mermaid and we have the Wayfinder together. So they'll be there from 12 to 2 on Sunday. And of course, if you're lucky, the Wayfinder will teach you how to hula, which is a lot of fun as well. Her native dance. And of course, so many fun songs. And so hopefully the kids have their singing voices ready for How Far I'll Go, because that's usually in the days of Frozen, it was the Let It Go song.
Yep.
So now all the kids are singing How Far I'll Go with the Wayfinder, which is amazing. It's really cute. And even if you don't have kids with you, stop by the shows because they're a lot of fun and everybody's a kid at heart, right?
They are a lot of fun.
I
have I've seen some of your shows while I was at Springfest doing other things in past years. And I can attest they are phenomenal.
Thank you.
And what's it like, so basically everywhere you go, you're just adored by little children, which is cool. I mean, I have one little kid who looks up to me, and it's the best thing in the world. So
yeah.
I think that must be, like quite a trip.
It is pretty awesome. Like? It is pretty awesome. And I think for me, knowing that, when I was a kid looking up to the characters and Just feeling like there are a lot of people, a lot of adults out there that kind of think that the princess thing is just about girls in dresses and being pretty and stuff. So knowing that kids look up to me as these characters, I really love to try and use that to my advantage and be a good influence and talk about there is so much more to being a princess than just a dress or a tiara, that it's about being kind, helping others, being yourself, loving yourself, and when we do superhero stuff, it's really about, facing your fears and helping others, even if they might be different than you, accepting everybody for who they are. So really just kind of focusing on like all of those really good morals that your parents might say to you that you're like, whatever, mom, but knowing that you have that influence over kids as a character, that they might listen to you a little bit more using those powers for good, as you might say.
That's so cool. You're doing amazing work.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So you'll be at Springfest. Rapunzel and Flynn will be there 11 to 1 on Saturday, and then
11:30 to 1:30. It's a little bit funky. Yeah, no, that's okay. 11:30 to 1:30 on Saturday. Yes.
And then on Sunday, 12 to 2, Wayfinder and The Little Mermaid.
Yep.
I'm excited. Hopefully I'll see you there on Saturday. We'll be there with our cameras, filming for the video version of this show.
Awesome. Well, yes, please do say hello, because I haven't seen your face. So
will do, and it'll
make sure I know who you are.
Absolutely, it'll be nice to meet you in person. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ben.
All right, have a good one.
Thanks, you too.
For more information on the events and businesses in Mesquamaket Beach, make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and at mesquamaket.org.